Hi and welcome in this video. This lesson is an easy one, and I've explained it before but not in details. In the last video we have seen how we can add a color and background color, like this. So let we add a background color and color for the first division. Okay, we have seen this before, but do you think this is the only way to add a color? Of course no, so keep watching to see the other ways. There are many ways to add a color than the color name. RGB, hex code, HSL, RGBA, HSLA. What all this? Firstly, let me explain. RGB, hex code, and HSL. So RGB stands for red, green, blue. Let me see how we can do this. So RGB, and then so let me make it black, which is the basic color. 0 and 0 and 0. So the mixture of no red and no green and low yellow, of course it will be black. And don't forget semicolon. So let me see. So we can change here the values. It could be degrees like this, or it can be percentage values. Nice. But of course we will not change the values to get the color that we want. You can get the values for the color that you want using Google, or I use W3 spools. You can pick the color you want. We, for example, pick this one, and here is the RGB. You can copy it or just take the values and paste it here. Nice. The same way is HSL, but HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness. So let we add here the color using HSL, but in HSL the value for hue should be in degrees, but saturation and lightness is percentage value. For hue, let we give it 26 degrees, and the saturation, let we make it 30%, and finally the lightness 90%. Let we see what will give us something similar to white, but using the same website we can select the color, and here is the values. And the same thing, hue should be in degrees from 0 till 360, and then the saturation and the lightness should be in percentage. Let me see how we can add the color using hex code. So let me add a color for the second division, which has a class second. Now this time let we use hex code. So hex code should be 6 values between 0 and F. So the basic value is 0, 0, 0. But if they are the same, we can just make it 3 values. Let me try both of them. So hashtag, then the hex code, and the color, let me make it hashtag if. Let me see what will give us. Background color is black and the color is white. And using the same website, we can get the hex code. So for example, let me select this one. So here is the hex code. And here, let me add another one. Nice. So this is hex code. The first two values is RR, which mean red and red, and then GG, green green, and finally BB, blue blue. So for example, we can remove one blue and one green and one red. Let me see if there is any difference or not. The same thing. The first value for the red color, for example, is the same for the second value for red color. So we can remove one of them. Like here the red value is CC, we can remove one, and then the green is 0, 0, we can remove one, and finally the blue 0, 0, we can remove one. So the same thing, nothing new happened. Also, you can get the hex code for a color using an extension in Google Chrome called ColorZilla. So this is the extension. We can pick any color we want and paste it here in our page. So because here they are different, so I can't remove any one of them. So that's how you can use ColorZilla to get the hex code. So we learn how to specify the color using RGB, HSL, and hex code. Just remain HSL A, RGB A. Let me see. So for the first one, let me use RGB A. So A short for alpha. Alpha specify the opacity for this color. Alpha is a range between 0 and 1. So let me add, for example, 4.5. We can make it 1. So alpha specify the opacity for this color. The same thing for HSL A. We can specify the alpha. So let me make it 4.6. But let me make this just 1. So we can notice the text color. So let me make it just 1. Let me see. So we barely can see the color, but we can't recognize anywhere without any opacity. So those are the 5 ways to add a color beside the color name. So pick what you like. So that's everything I wanted to explain. So I hope you got it well and see you in other new lessons.